Hey everybody, it's Mama M, and I am here once again answering your questions and talking about the topics that you suggest. Today I'm going to start with a question from Allie. Allie says, I'd like to know more about why you got into your own business and why you picked the pagan community to market to. Allie, I have been a pagan for almost 16 years, and my biggest problem has been finding supplies that I can actually afford. So, I just got to thinking there has to be a better way. And I got a business license and went about, working with some suppliers, and I was able to find this really great company that wanted to work with me. And, I just started building a web store, and I thought my goal is not to make millions off of fellow pagans. My goal is to provide the products that you need at prices you can actually afford. So all of my prices on metaphysical products are marked up maybe like $1, $2, no more than $5 above what I get it for. So you're getting better than the actual cost of the item if you had gone to the company on your own. So you're paying just above wholesale. And I feel like that is the best way for me to run a successful business, and also for all of you to get your products at reasonable prices, because it honestly seems like there's so many companies out there who are offering metaphysical products at these outrageous prices, and that they're trying to capitalize off of the fact that there aren't a lot of physical shops that we can all walk into in any city, in any state, in any country, and just get what we need. So, they're benefiting from having these internet businesses where you have to Google search to find something, and then you wind up just paying whatever it costs because you need it and you can't find it. So like I said, my goal is to make sure that you get what you need at the price that, is within your budget. Brandy, who is actually one of the admins of my favorite Facebook page, The Pagan Mama, asks, I would like to know your take on fairies. I've had experiences with them, and I was always curious if anyone else has too. And just before I forget, I will definitely post a link to the Pagan Mama Facebook page below this video on YouTube, because if you're not already a fan, you really need to be. It is a wonderful, wonderful community, and I love being a part of that. But to Brandy's question, I have not had personal experiences with fairies that I can remember. Most people would consider fairies or brownies or gnomes to be fairy tale creatures that don't actually exist. And fairies have become this really big go-to phenomena. So many people are building like fairy gardens and fairy doors, and leaving offerings for these fairies and brownies and sprites and things to come and join them in their homes. And I have read all kinds of material about, all of these different little creatures or little beings. And a lot of people say, don't leave them treats, don't attract them, they cause mischief. Personally, like I said, I've not had any outright experiences with anything of the sort, but it's not to say it doesn't exist, because really, who is to say things do or do not exist? Except Bigfoot. I'm like a little positive that there's no such thing. Dawn says, I'm new to your page. I'm not sure what you've talked about in the past. How about a history of the craft and why people are still practicing today amid all of the controversy we still face? You may be able to encourage some who have met with adversity, or even educate those who don't have a clue that we are in no way tied to the Christian devil. Excellent, Dawn. I have talked about this in the past. I want to say it was like video number 7 or 8, something to that effect, about the common misconceptions and myths of the pagan and Wiccan religions. Definitely, we are not tied to the devil at all. It is not a devil-worshipping religion. The broadest way to explain paganism and Wicca is that we are a nature-based religion. We respect all forms of life. Many pagans and Wiccans are vegan, which means that they don't eat meat or any products that come from animals. I am not. I like meat. Sorry. That's just who I am. Everybody's different, and we all have to respect each other and everybody's wishes. But so I have done a video about that in the past. But as to the part of your question where you ask, why people still practice today amid all the controversy. We've come a long way, and I mean, we still have a long way to go. And the whole Fox News segment about, all of us being twice divorcees, playing Dungeons and Dragons all day in our parents' basement, that was a key indication that we still have a lot farther to go to be considered part of normal society. I think people still practice, and more people are flocking to the umbrella of paganism and all that it encompasses because, we're in a really interesting world right now. There's so much going on. Things are always changing. And I think the more hold that the Christian church tries to take over the world, honestly, over the government and everything else that's going on, the tighter that they try to hold people to them, the more people are going, I don't know, this doesn't feel right anymore. I feel like you're telling me exactly what to do and that I don't get any say-so in my life. And then they start to kind of stray away from that and examine other options. And because paganism is such a freedom compared to some other forms of religion, I think that's why it's growing the way that it's growing. And, it used to be this crazy thing that nobody wanted to talk about, and, witches, of course, were burned at the stake. And we're not like that anymore. And I know, especially to all of you out there who comment all the time that you live in the Bible Belt and things are really different there, and you still feel like you're discriminated against. It'll get better. We just have to keep working on it. We have to, keep doing like videos like this and keep opening other people's eyes to the fact that we are normal people. And I really hope that once I finish the book I've been writing this year about, a year in the life of a pagan wife, mother, medium, I hope that winds up hitting the bestseller list, not because, again, that I want to make millions of dollars off of people, but because it spreads the education that we are just like you. And I think that's really important. And again, I know that most of the people who watch my videos are at least interested in paganism. That's why you're here. If you're not already a pagan, please understand that I'm not trying to convert you. That's not what pagans do. You will never find a pagan on your doorstep saying, let me tell you about the God, blah, blah, blah. We don't do that. We would never try to convert you. I also do not put down other religions. Lots of people have some kind of misconception that we are completely anti-Christian, and that is not the case at all. I'm not angry at any way at any form of the Christian religion. That's their belief. This is my belief. Most of the people that are in my family, on my friends list, are some form of Christian. I have a lot of friends who are atheists. Like, we all get along just fine because we all respect that we have our own beliefs. And so please don't ever think that because I make references to the way that the Christian religion works that I'm against it in any way. So this week, my friend Donovan, who is also known as the Male Wiccan, and I will put a link to his Facebook page as well below the video, he says, my suggestion is a how-to video, like how to make a candle. What is it with you guys and asking me how to make candles? It's not complicated. It requires equipment and time and a razor blade to scrape wax off your kitchen floor, because if you're clumsy like me, you're going to get it freaking everywhere. But it's not complicated, guys. Honestly, I'm not going to do a video about that because, for one, it would just be messy and I would probably spill a whole mold of candle wax all over my laptop and be really super pissed about it. It's not hard. I will give you a breakdown in Word format if that's what you'd like. If you really want me specifically to tell you how I make candles, I will type a blog about it. So look for the link below. But what is it with you guys that want me to pour candles live on video? Now, the last question today is by Carolyn, who has asked lots of questions before, and I really love her questions because they make me actually research things. She wants to know indigo versus crystalline children, what they are, what it means, and how they grow. So while the indigo and crystalline children are terms that I've heard before, it's not something that I've ever fully researched. So my good friend Google. Apparently, the definition of a crystal child is a child with large eyes, penetrating and wise beyond their years. Crystal children's eyes lock on and hypnotize you when you realize your soul is being laid bare for these children to see. Perhaps you've noticed this new special breed of children rapidly populating our planet. They are happy, delightful, and forgiving. This generation of new light workers, roughly ages 0 through 7, are like no previous generation. Ideal in many ways, crystal children are the pointers for where humanity is headed, and it's a good direction. And I will post the link to the actual site where I got this from. It's an angel therapy deal. I liked what they were saying, so this is why I chose this one. It had no other basis for true fact or not, but this is the information that I'm finding. And so based on the research that I've done on this website, that is what I'm going to base my answer to this question on. So now that you know about crystal children, the older children, approximately ages 7 through 25, are called indigo children. They share some characteristics with the crystal children. Both generations are highly sensitive and psychic and have important life purposes. The main difference is their temperament. Indigos have a warrior spirit because their collective purpose is to mash down old systems that no longer serve us. They are here to quash government, educational, and legal systems that lack integrity. To accomplish this end, they need tempers and fiery determination. So the difference between the crystal children and the indigo children, as based off of what I found in this research, is crystal children are like light. You know, they have a purpose to make everything around them peaceful and happy and fun, where the indigo children are the fighters who are out to make the world a better place and out to make everything right and stand up against diversity and that kind of thing. So just as a basic overview, my children fit into both categories. My son, Raylan, who you guys met last week, feels more like a crystal child. He does have those big eyes. He is always happy, always laughing, always giving hugs, always saying I love you, and just making everybody around him generally feel good. Now my daughter Hope, who you met a couple videos back, she is spunky and loud and stubborn and obnoxious, and she just has her way, and that's the way it's going to go. And she is very quick to point out if something does not feel fair and why. And she's only 4.5, so she really feels like she'd fit that indigo child status. So those are just some things to look for, and I want to research this a little bit more, so next week's video will probably touch on it a little bit more. But in the meantime, the kids are up from their nap and they are driving my sister-in-law crazy, so I'm going to cut it short. Gotta run, but I will see you guys all next week. And as you know, use any of the links below to send me your questions, comments, and topic ideas for the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.